All right, what's poppin', Tub Nation? Welcome back to Tub Takes. This is a video podcast where we go over what's been making waves in the VGC scene. Today, up top, I'm joined by my co-host Adi.
Hello, everyone. And I'm joined by my co host, the Grand Champion Festival champion, Alex Underhill.
That's true. That's true. Taking the mantle, whatever the reins from Raghav. It feels awesome. Feels fun. Was a very cool weekend. We'll definitely be getting into that. And yeah, the team is here on screen. Of course, we'll get to that later. But this team was something that I was working on with Billy here in the call, who also made it into the top 8 this weekend. Billy, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Happy to have showed people that this meta has more than just Charizard, Aerodactyl, and Big Six. So
Right, right. Yeah, I feel like I you know both of the teams that made it to finals this week are really going to have lasting impacts. And Shiliang, you were the creator behind that team that made it to finals and semifinals as well. From Desu and Padu. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for inviting me. And I'm really happy that I don't go to Worlds, but I still build something that influenced this meta.
Yeah, you are honestly like I don't know. I don't want to start off with the glazing immediately, but like you are like my favorite builder in the game right now. I always love your teams. It's always like just so cool to see what Shiliang's up to next, and especially when when you come out of nowhere. Like you haven't. I didn't know how active you were, and then Adi, you covered it last week with the what was the ladder season, ladder season 3 or whatever, top 100 teams or something like that. And Shiliang, you were the highest finishing of your group, right, with the team. Yes, here we
Yeah, I
go.
was 20th. Yeah, the
Right
funny
here.
thing is Luis was really high for a whole week, and he didn't do as well the last day. He was like rank 1 for a whole week.
My gosh, yeah. I
Just
mean,
doing
everyone was
crazy.
like yeah, just been sitting there so consistently. And I honestly, I was not really in the loop, so I didn't know what all he was up to. We'll jump over to that in a second. We'll dive further into it, but let's just finish the intro here really quick, just so I don't forget. But this is going to be uploaded on YouTube tomorrow over on Audie's YouTube channel CK49. So check that out over there if you don't want to, stick around for the whole thing, or if you don't have the time, or if you prefer to watch us or listen to us talk at 2x speed or whatever. And also, if you have any questions for our guests or anybody here, do leave them in the Twitch chat. We'll be reading along as we go. And yeah, with that, I guess let's go ahead and launch into it. So I think, I guess it probably makes sense to go into this chronologically at the very least. I might have laid things out differently in the document, but I want to jump back over to what we were just talking about. So, um, Shiliang, you ended up with finishing really highly in the latter season with this team, but how far back does it go exactly?
I think this team was there. I built it for like almost 2 or 3, not 3 weeks, the whole season, 3 weeks. I built it like
Nice.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think there was one day that one of the best Japanese team builder, Yubi Slow, he published um, his top Tuxapex team.
Right.
That one was a little bit different. It was Hydreigon and Metagross. But I also faced him on ladder, and I feel okay. This is something I want to try. And I also like come up with the idea of Helping Hand and Solar Beam Venusaur by myself somehow. It was Sleep Storm at the beginning, and then there was in one game that I feel okay. I need Solar Beam. They just don't grab my weather. I can Helping Hand Solar Beam one shot at Aerodactyl and then one shot at Garchomp. That's really
Mhm.
cool. Yeah. So that's why I started with this and it felt really strong.
It's funny actually. I feel like a lot of the casual players in VGC right now are also so caught up with OHKOing Fari Giraffe, whatever you want to call it. They're all just like, I hate that stupid giraffe. Like, I need a one-hit kill button on it. And I saw your strategy in action. They went for Helping Hand Solar Beam and it one-shot a giraffe, and I was like, what is going on here? I don't think I knew who was piloting it. I saw a Japanese streamer go up against it, and I was like, this is a crazy approach to the game. What is happening?
Yeah, this thing was, I think when I first use it, no one knows it. So I was able to like cheese a lot of people on best of one ladder. I think by the end of season, this thing gets picked up by a lot. like last day, everyone knows, okay, he's leading Venusaur Charizard, he's going to help hand Solar Beam. So they always are very alert. So I think I changed my way of leading more of like instant Toxa packs for a slower game.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, a bit evil that way with the ability to control the pace there. And even though Toxapex, like, it's a very cool pick, it's actually becoming less and less cool by the day. Not because people get really annoyed by playing against it, but just because it's becoming meta, you know? Like it is actually becoming just like a part of the metagame. Since Wolf used it, then you be slow, and now your influence with this team. Like, this is just like a strong Pokemon to be respected right now. But the one that I feel like, you know, definitely is worth talking about is this Annihilate. This Annihilate, how did you end up on this thing?
Yeah, so Annihilate was definitely the last thing that I joined the team. So at the beginning, it was the other 5, and it was a Sash Hydreigon I put there. And I just feel, okay, I just never picked that one. And what should I change to? And then I'm trying to think, okay, what do I want? When do I want to bring this one? For example, I want to bring this into a rain matchup because a lot of the times they like to parting shot and set up a rain. Okay, so if Annihilate, if I'm do parting shot my Charizard, you might end up giving me a +3 and I can CC or Phantom Force kill everything on your team. And another thing I want is some way to um, make some trouble for like the Delphox setup team. I think in the middle of the season, Japanese player Mao published his rank 1 Delphox team, and that team becomes really popular. And I found like Annihilate is really really useful into that team. Especially, I was in the mind of doing a close team sheet because I can Phantom Force and then like fake out Phantom Force guaranteed to make their Delphox retreat. And they always like to use their instant for fake out support and parting shot. And the Nailip is just like perfect, probably the best man into Incineroar. So I think it worked into the Delphox team. So versus Rain and versus Delphox are the main reason that I came up with Annihilate. Yeah, and then later I found like for into any team that has this Incineroar, Annihilate can just do some work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is so cool. Like, I feel like that Phantom Force was the missing piece behind this set, because I mean it's it's something close-ish to what we were seeing on in Regulation H with the Final Gambit set that Annihilates would run, and like it also has like coaching, and it has a lot of options. So um it feels like this is a Pokemon that like always had some potential, but nobody had really explored it in the metagame. And then I feel like you landing on that Phantom Force to really break these what do we there's so many names for them, the Protect the Queen teams, the Mr. President teams, whatever, like, you know, just the teams that are all in on supporting one Pokemon. If they can't protect every other turn, that's just so cool for breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
I love that. And then, so I guess then bringing us into the Grand Champion Festival, then you said you were, you know, mostly focused on best of one, of course. Like, you were just trying to do well on the latter season. Did you expect it to
Right.
do this well in open team sheet tournaments?
This is honestly a little bit too well because I do think the team, like the Helping Hand, Solar Beam, or the Phantom Force, are like a little bit of best of one tricks. Maybe not tricks, but it's like something that people would not expect. But I think there's some connection between best of 3 and best of 1, or open team sheet versus closed team sheet. So anything that's count as a cheese or count as some surprise in open team sheet, closed team sheet usually end up being some sort of threat or a 50-50 guess in open team sheet. So stuff that's working here is still working in like probably still works in open team sheet. And I also find that usually the best team that do well in closed team sheet can translate to open team sheet somehow.
Right.
Yeah, over the years, I've been always focusing myself on doing well on for in-game ladder, and usually when I do well with a team for in-game ladder, I can also use the team to do well in some majors.
As someone who won a GC this year with a team that would literally never work in open team sheet ever, I don't know how much I could agree with that necessarily, but I do think fundamentally most of the time that is the case. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's mostly that if you are the kind of person that spam a lot of games. Like by the end of season, all my tags are known by most of the players.
Sure.
So it's no longer open closed team sheet. And my helping hand solar beam never surprise anyone. I can pretty much tell during my last day of experience. Yeah. So when this happens and people are aware, you actually need a solid team for the last day of this ranking season to be able to do well.
Got it. Got it. No, that makes total sense to me. As a random side question, you been playing on the phone, or are you still sticking to Switch?
Switch. I need my Switch to focus. So when I use my phone, I feel I'm not like really doing my best, or I just autopiloting.
Okay, okay. Dang, so you don't play on the phone because you want to be sweaty? Come on, it's just queue up a ladder game while you're on the on the toilet or on the bus. It's just so fun. It's so funny. Um, no, I think that makes sense. Like wanting to take it seriously is a good reason to play on the Switch, of course. And like I still think the answer for most people, even though not I know you're not going to compete in Worlds, and some of us are, but the answer for Worlds is still no phones. I think right now, I don't know, everybody here would probably play a tournament on Switch, right? I think everybody would probably play an actual tournament on Switch. Um, we're not quite that comfortable with it yet.
Yeah, I think that realistically, it's just like the muscle memory of bringing your Switch into a tournament. I think even in a world where I'm adjusted to phones, I think realistically, I'm probably always going to bring a Switch to a tournament, especially because from a stability standpoint, it also makes more sense. So I think I'll always be bringing the Switch.
As far
Howdy.
as muscle memory goes, I have not played Champions on my Switch since it came out on mobile.
Really?
So I think the muscle memory might be phone now, but like also it's just the same interface really as like every other Pokemon game. So I think it's still something that if I played it on my Switch, I would still be very comfortable. And honestly, I think that the interface is still made for Switch. Like the buttons are a little too small on mobile. The back button especially is a little too small. You just double tap sometimes, which means that if you're almost timing out a lot of the time, you cut it a little more closely than you would on Nintendo Switch, where it's only one input at a time. So I think that it still is easier to play on Switch. And I think that if you have a Switch, you might as well play on Switch. It's a bigger screen, otherwise it's the same thing. I just wish that the Switch had touch screen enabled in the way that the phone does. I really do like that functionality.
That would be cool. I think the biggest issues I've heard about mobile at this point is that they need to make the back button a little bigger. And I think what's the other button? I think it's the one of the switch buttons, like the confirm switch button, also needs to be bigger. Because the number of times I've hit like on mobile, like switch, cancel, switch, cancel, switch, cancel. I'm like, no, like just this is the guy I want, please. It's kind of funny. But otherwise, I'm still liking it. I'm still liking the phone. I didn't play any of this tournament on phone, but I played some of Victory Road on phone, and that was like really really cool because I was just like, all right, it was because it was 4th of July, and I was like, I'm running a little late to this 4th of July party. Let's play the last round just on my phone on the go. I don't even have to bring my Switch. That part was sick. That part was exceptionally sick.
The other really frustrating thing about phone is that you can't have the same account connected to multiple devices. So if I want to have it say on my phone so I can play on the go, but then also on my tablet so that I can, which I'd be much more comfortable bringing to a tournament. The screen's much bigger, the buttons are much larger. You can't do that. Or like, honestly, for me, it's like, well, I'd love to use my tablet while I'm like on the treadmill, right? Or on doing steps.
Oh, that would be cool.
And I can't do that because if I can't have it installed on my phone and my tablet at the same time. So honestly, that's the other really big impediment towards me using my mobile device at a tournament. If I could use a tablet at a tournament, I probably would.
That would be super sick. I'm hoping that they work out that multiple account thing. Like I know it's not like a bug. Like it seems like intentional, but like I'm hoping that they go back on that decision, I guess, not later down the road, because I don't know what it's trying to prevent, like some kind of like maybe multi-account issues or I don't know. There's probably a reason for it, but I hope that it changes because it would be super super sick to be able to do exactly what you're describing. Playing on a tablet while working out, like that's like that would just be such a cool way to level up your game.
Mhm.
Let's see. Okay, so let's get back to talking about the tournament, about the metagame. So I guess then the first one, we usually do things from the top down. It's kind of funny. I watched a couple of tournament recaps about this one for no reason in particular, and everybody goes from the bottom up. They always go for the bottom up. So I don't know. I always do the top down. So
All bottom is bottom.
well, no. Sorry, like they'll start at like the bottom of top cut. Like they'll be like, all right, let's start with like the 24th finisher, and then they do every team on the way up. If you guys are watching other, you know, YouTubers, you know who I'm talking about. I could also just say them because it's not like I'm really calling them out for anything crazy. But I like the top down. So let's start with the top. Yeah, this Lexicon VGC guy ended up winning the whole tournament with Sunrain. And so I didn't grab Victory Road, and I'll go and grab that right now. But this did somewhat start last weekend in the Victory Road tournament when I used. I'm like the bottom here because I finished like 6-3. I just dropped. Boom. Used the same thing but with Mega Venusaur. And that's actually like the real like more origin of this is that Billy here is a big Rain fan. I feel like he's almost a Rain one trick, except I think he sometimes uses Psy Spam sometimes. And things change, of course, when it's the restricted formats. Then it's like, you know, Ice Rider, right? Yeah, Billy really likes the Rain stuff, and it started out as like, you know, Mega Swampert's cool, but man, were you using Metagross? No, who was I'm going
I
even
used
further back.
Metagross for a singular Limitless tournament. I think I won that tournament, but didn't bring Metagross to a single game the entire tournament. So I was literally playing a 5-mon team. And so I hated Metagross. I feel like that mon is even worse on Rain than Swampert is. I feel like Swampert at least has some good matchups, but Venusaur was just better. It was just better in general.
Yeah, it was weird because yeah, like after playing with Swampert Venusaur, it was like, okay, Mega Venusaur is feeling way better right now. Hilarious because it's, you know, not a new Pokemon. It's just kind of the way that the metagame was going, and maybe some of the new tools, reliable screens, with Grimmsnarl, was making Mega Venusaur feel better. And then some point, you know, I was like, well, now Swampert's got to go because I don't really rock with my Mega just kind of killing itself with Wave Crash recoil. And I was like, maybe we try to fit a actual fairy resist on this. And I also thought it was a little bit fitting that we got Shiliang here on this episode, because Shiliang, you were messing with Sunrain in MA, were you not?
Right, I was rank 15 the first season with Sunray. It was Sableye, no Pelipper. I think it was Sableye, Charizard, Dragonite, Basculegion, Archaludon stuff.
Okay, yeah. And another thing that I was also like trying to channel a little bit of Shiliang with this team is though I feel like something in the metagame that didn't quite exist at this point is not even the Sunrain part of it, but nobody was using Grimmsnarl and Charizard. The thing that reminded me a bit of Shiliang here is, Shiliang, you had a team in Back to Regulation H again, where I think you just like had like Grimmsnarl, Archaludon
yes,
without
that.
Rain. Do you know that
Yes,
one?
Grimstar, Archaludon, Volcarona, Blood Moon, that one.
Yes.
Golden Go, who was the last?
Dragonite.
Don't quite, yeah. It's basically that. So the idea of that team is mostly like use Grimstar and then do a lot of damage trade.
Yes, and I feel like that's like something that like Charizard can do quite well, but like people weren't really doing it yet. And I kind of expected this from day one, was that like I don't know, I feel like maybe Adi and I were talking about this as well, is that like it was going to give a new route to like big six type teams, where instead of relying on Whimsicott Tailwind stuff, they would just go Grimmsnarl and Charizard and just try to out damage trade, as you said. And those ones didn't really come to exist, I guess, as much as or like maybe they weren't doing as well, so people didn't really go that route. But
Yeah, actually, I
go
can
ahead.
speak a little more of that. I actually tried Grimstar Charizard the first day of regulation MB,
Right.
and I feel the issue is Grimstar is dies quite fast. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was using the scary face. Maybe parting shot is better, but I do feel I want that screen stuff. But sometimes like there's a lot of Floyd at the beginning of the format. It just kill Grimstar too fast. Although Charizard can do some work, I'm not okay with Grimstar can only set up one screen and just go away. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and another reason is probably I miss Thunder Wave, my favorite move on Grimstar. So, so without the yellow magic, it's much worse than before.
Right. I honestly, and I don't know if I realize that I'm speaking slightly inaccurately here. I'm almost like I was looking at Audie's face, and I feel like he was trying to tell me that I was like making a mistake, but maybe he wasn't. But there was a Grimmsnarl Charizard team. I forgot the UB Slow one that we talked about as a step towards Shiliang's team. It did have Grimmsnarl and Charizard. That was like it was like a slightly different role for Grimmsnarl. Like this is like a dedicated screens Grimmsnarl. That one had like fake out, parting shot, single screen, and an attack, I think.
Yes,
Didn't
and
have
it's
the light
very
yeah, no light clay as well. So like it's still the same Pokemon, but also and like a lot of the same moves, but it just feels a little different. I don't know. Dual screens
That's not the
Charizard.
Zard team I was thinking of. I was thinking of the stupid Grimmsnarl Instant Charizard team that Arsenal kept trying to make, where he kept trying to recreate Rinja Sun verbatim.
Yes, yes. Right. Um That's funny too. That's funny too. Yeah. So, anyways, I wanted to get a fairy resist on Rain. That we already had the Venusaur, and Venusaur was good. But then, so I played with this, and it felt really good. I was really liking it. Rajan did better than me in the tournament. He finished 9-3, um, somewhere around here. He's probably on the screen somewhere, but I can't see him.
Rajan, of course, also brought Sunrain to Indianapolis, so he really is the original creator of this team.
No,
Don't ask
the
how he did it
original
in
original.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, true, true. Well, you know who the original was? That was the funniest one that Nails pointed out. Did you? Let me go find that one. It's right.
Yeah,
It was scarily accurate for how far away it was.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. This was somebody's team at Turin, and they went 0-3, but they did have basically the same 5. And like Grimmsnarl Sableye, that's the same Pokemon. Like, that's actually so crazy. Anyways, I do want to say that this was me and Billy's creation. Like I don't want to discredit all the people that are like, oh, I was also using Sunraid and stuff like that. It's like you I mean everyone was trying stuff like this, but this is like I didn't necessarily jump off of anybody else's build besides the original core of Rain stuff that Billy was already using, basically like just like Venusaur on Rain. But then Billy was watching me play with the team, and he's like, "Why are you playing with itemless Venusaur? Like you are just bringing Venusaur to games with Charizard every single time, and you don't get to Mega Evolve it, so you're just playing a no item Venusaur for the love of the game." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess you are right. Like you are 100% right
Yeah.
there."
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I watched you play on stream, and there were quite literally 9 games in a row that you brought Charizard and Venusaur, and you did you're just playing with no item on the Venusaur the entire time. So it just
Yep.
felt like Vita was literally playing itemless with Charizard.
And so it was like it felt weird because a lot of the meta, there is a lot of dual mega. Funnily enough, the 2 finalist teams here are solo mega, right? But I think that there's like specifically 3 megas, and I think I've said this take before on the show, so I'll go through it quick. But yeah, I feel like there's 3 megas that can go solo, and that's just Charizard, Floette, and Gengar. I think are the 3 that can go solo mega. This is funnily enough, I think is it all solo mega in top 8? I'm realizing. Is it Arrow? That's Mega Arrow, right?
Yes,
That's
it
Mega.
is.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
never
okay.
mind. Yeah.
Mega Arrow. But the Gardevoir team that Vova
Gardevoir.
was using a single. There was 4 Sunrains, and those were all single, and then 2 of Shiliang's team, which are single mega. So that's pretty much it. Wow. Okay. But anyways, so that was actually one of the things that was like giving me pause on making that change. And then the other thing is that just like Mega Venusaur has so much more aura. Simply put, like it's just like it was like a cooler team when it had Mega Venusaur, Mega Charizard on Rain, but Sash is just so broken strong in the metagame currently. That yeah, basically that's how it came to be, and that's it just feels really, really fun to play. So um yeah, I don't know. I mean, Sunrain's cool. Sunrain's really, really cool. And it was nuts because um I gave I gave the team to Raghav. Raghav also made it to top 8. Billy, you made it to top 8. And then I think a couple of other people, so My Stars was using Billy's version, probably got it off of Billy playing in a lot of limitless tournaments in the week leading up. And yeah, then Fede also got like 17th with it. So a lot of strong finishes from this team, and I imagine that it will continue to stick around then, at least a little bit. I'm thinking.
He probably got it from the Michael Derbesti video, actually.
So true, so true. And honestly, the thing is that because, and I've said this in people to people that have been messaging me and stuff like that, is that I won't be going too in depth on the game plans, and we're not giving out the team because there's like a chance that some of the stuff might carry over to Worlds. I know it's Audi, no T report.
I don't know
But-
what y'all expected, man. We're all prepping for Worlds here. We're all
Of course,
nothing's getting public except for Shiliang, who of course has nothing to lose here.
right.
Yeah, I just want to
Just-
influence the meta, make you guys panic. I will build
That-
a team
oh, yeah.
that beats the Sunrain team so that you don't carry it to Worlds.
Yes,
Dude,
you're doing a
Shiliang,
good
You're
job.
gonna drop the meta breaking team a week before Worlds and just destroy all of our sleep.
I hope so. It's hard. It's getting
Yeah.
harder to build new teams when it's end of meta.
Right. I mean, that's the that is one thing is that like, you know, is the meta like stale or not? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because like at least this weekend it made it look like there was still some new developments, but I don't know. We'll give it a few more weeks. We've had longer metas in the past, but also the metas also accelerate so much faster these days. I forgot that usually when I am interviewing somebody who did well in the show that I asked them their like one favorite match. I thought about it for like honestly, like passively for like an hour. I was like, what would I say is my one most standout match from the tournament? And I'm actually not even gonna pick one in particular, but rather just a funny moment was I was playing against one of the rain teams. I don't remember which rain team, but I went for like a sludge bomb into a Pelipper switch in. Like I was like -1. Like it wasn't doing a lot of damage. And I poisoned the Pelipper. And I also turn one Heatwave burned the Grimmsnarl. And so like I just couldn't sleep powder things anymore. I was like, this is actually just kind of unlucky in the weirdest, funny way. Is that I just like can no longer sleep powder things. And then the other funny anecdote was just the number of times that I fought Rain, whether it was in the Sun Rain Mirror. I actually fought my team in round 1, which was just like wild. I didn't even expect that at all. But yeah, playing the Sun Rain Mirror was just a lot of, or not Sun Rain, the mirror against Rain teams was hilarious because I got to bring Charizard and then all of the Rain tools that weren't Pelipper, and they just kind of like had to deal with that because it was like they had to choose their poison. They could not bring Pelipper and get run over by Charizard, or they could bring in Pelipper and enable our Chaladon or something. So that just felt truly, truly evil to be able to use against opposing rain teams. And yeah, so I want to jump over to your run then, Billy. What about you? What was your most standout match?
I would have to. I think the most standout match that I played, there. I think I would attribute it to two different matches. I would say one of them would be my top 16 match. That one, I had to play. That team was actually really scary looking at the team sheet because you have to get a lot of turns very correct with Tyranitar or with T-Tar Extra Drill. So that match was one that I was really proud of because I had to play out of my mind to make it. I made it look pretty easy, but it wasn't easy at all to beat a team like this. And then the other match that I would highlight where it was a really close set because they played it extremely well was against, I believe their name is Daenerys, playing like the Big Six team. I think you're looking at someone else's run, but
Oh, you're right. Thank you.
yeah, that round 11, yeah, that matchup was typically one that was really good for us, and I didn't really have that many problems with. And they played it really, really well and really had to make me think about it. I also overthought the entire set because I had no idea what this Basculegion's speed tier was. And I didn't, or yeah, and overthought it the entire game only to find out that it wasn't the speed tier I thought it was.
Right.
And so I managed to misplay and lose game one purely because I thought its speed tier was different, or yeah, its speed tier was different, and lost the game immediately because of it. Only to realize game three that I was the whole time that it was not the speed tier that I thought it was. So that was a really fun set.
When are we gonna get open EVs, man? I feel like I just want everything out there, and then open moves. Then open moves after that. That would be really cool too, so that we don't have any situations like this. You know,
moves. What does that mean?
Oh, you have to tell me what move you're making.
Oh, okay.
Because that, I mean, then otherwise I have to guess. Then I'd have to guess, and that's like, then that's just luck.
Yeah, no. It should be right. Like I should lock in a move and tell you what it is, and then you should lock in both your moves and tell me what they are, and then I should lock in my last move. Right? It's the only way it's fair.
Yeah. Oh, so open leads. Of course, team preview would be open as well. You know, we don't. Yeah, we it's a discussion. Anyways, okay. So back to looking at some of these teams though. And you get one live per game. Thank you, Jimmy. That one is one of my favorite tweets. That one of my own. You get one live per set. Okay, so we I feel like we talked about this one for the most part. So I don't know if there's any other things to mention about this one, except that I definitely see this team sticking around. It got 2 appearances in top 4. I know Pato ran it with a lot of variations as well, had Sleep Powder in place of Solar Beam, and then also just went away from the Helping Hand route to get Solar Beam back on Charizard, and then like Rage Fist as well. Which, by the way, I mean, I don't mind saying it. I don't like any of the changes Pato made. I mean, I like what Shiliang had originally. They seem a little more cool, a little more aura. But
and also, like, you look at all of the Aerodactyl teams in this Mega Aerodactyl teams in this tournament, they basically all had no Protect on Aerodactyl. And so you really do just get to Helping Hand Solar Beam them. Like, they have to make they don't have a great switch in unless they brought Aerodactyl and Charizard, which they don't always want to do. And even, like, it's really awkward for them if you have Helping Hand Solar Beam, and you lose a lot of that pressure that makes this team so strong in the first place, I think, if you drop that synergy.
It was, however, conveniently. Another thing I will say about Pato's team is it conveniently makes our matchup a lot harder because that Venusaur goes from not having a move, not having a move at all as that 4th move slot to it can put everything to sleep and be really annoying. I don't fully understand not having Rock Tomb on Annihilate though, because like the closed team sheet tech move was Phantom Force, it wasn't Rage Fist, so.
Right.
I don't fully get not having a rock move on your Annihilate.
This one I can explain a little bit. Rage Fist plus Phantom Force can force Delphox a lot more. So basically, if you face a Delphox, if they hit you and then you Rage Fist back, you just kill it. Yes. But if you don't hit you and you Phantom Force, it will force them to retreat. So it's making Delphox life much harder. And this is something that I told CCL, and I think he passed this message to Pato, and they both make this change. So I think that's how Rage Fist come.
Okay, got it. And man, how did I know that Chichit did decently as well. I thought, yeah, I figured he went 1 and 2 with a completely different team. Am I misremembering? I thought he was using.
I think his name might be
He's under a different name. He's Francesco
Yeah, I think
He
it's
is just
Francesco on
Francesco.
Limitless.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's just the wrong person. Okay, got it. Yeah. I gotta say though, the helping hand caught me, or not the helping hand, but the helping hand with Annihilate caught me off guard in two different situations that I thought was really cool. One, helping hand, like the fact that I don't have fake out on my team, but I just was really like impressed with the idea that you can helping hand your ghost to do really impressive damage. Helping hand close combat one shot my Archaladon, and I was like, oh no, that was not something I was ready for. And then also you can Phantom Force and then helping hand the Phantom Force. That's also just like really hilarious. The stuff that you're able to pull off with this Annihilate set. Also the one of the funniest interactions on the stream in general was that there was the top four mirror on the other side of the bracket. Both top fours being a mirror. I had to play against my stars who was using the same team as me and Billy here. And then Pato and Desu had to play against each other. And I think in that third match, we saw Toxapex Toxic the Phantom Forced Annihilate, and Toxic landed on the Phantom Forced Annihilate because it's a special property. Like Hurricane gets like 101 accuracy effectively when it's in rain, but Toxic gets like sure hit when it's on a poison type. So it will hit through all kinds of accuracy modifiers. Well, wait, so no, Thunder and Hurricane, they'll hit a minimized target, right? They will.
I think,
Yes,
yes.
I believe so.
Huh.
Also, want to point out, I believe No Guard Raichu lets you hit through Phantom Force as well. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
It also is the same thing as the Toxic, yeah.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, the okay, so then let's see. I mean, the thing is that like after covering those two teams, like we've covered most of top 8. That's the funny thing about this is that it did take like 4 places. I guess actually, Billy, I didn't ask you too many questions about the team in general. We kind of like did it together, but if you wanted to, you could always talk about the fish difference because that is actually something we haven't really dug into yet. I have Scarf just because I like Scarf, with Flip Turn and stuff like that, and you have the Life Orb Swift Swim guy.
Yeah, so with Life Orb Swift Swim, obviously it is like a preference thing. I definitely went between both of them, but the one thing I like about Adamant Life Orb Swift Swim is it actually does hit a little bit harder than Jolly Scarf Bastion does. It actually does
Right.
do more damage. So that was like the one thing that I liked about it is there were a couple calcs that you could slightly push those margins along with just being able to protect. Being able to protect the Basque was really helpful in a lot of my games, just having that flexibility to do whatever it needs to. Another small thing that doesn't really come up that often is if your opponent has Sun, or like there's a board where say you have Rain but they're under Trick Room against like the Farigiraf Charizard teams, I really liked that if they Mega, they're now taking the Wave Crash before they move. That was like a big reason that I wanted to do Life Orb System, is because they're actually in this like pin where they're either slower than you, or yeah, they're either slower than you under Trick Room and they get Wave Crash before they move, or they leave you Rain up and you're gonna kill it anyway, and it's not gonna do damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the dynamic speed tier really cool, and of course changing moves. I mean, Choice Scarf, as good as it is, very limiting too, of course. So, yeah, the flexibility there is huge. So then somebody mentioned it in chat, and you are absolutely right. The main team that we haven't covered in top 8 yet is Vovomax's team, who also, I mean, in terms of like news as a player, they're not able to come to Worlds, which is rather unfortunate because of a denied visa, which is just so stupid. But and especially stupid when they were using a really crazy, probably not very fun to play against team. You know, like I mean, I don't think anybody would enjoy playing stuff like this. I actually think Billy, you did play them, right? Though, did I say that?
No. I would have
No.
played them in top 8 had they won, but
Oh, okay. Ah, man, who did you play that I was looking at in your run? You played something crazy looking. It was. Oh, you know what? No, it was when I was looking at the wrong run. When I was looking at Daredevil, they fought Vovo. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to it. So yeah, Vovo here, solo mega with Gardevoir. And the Gardevoir doesn't have Trick Room. And the King Gambit is running like the Focus Sash set, but with a Jolly nature, and the Focus Sash is on Mousehold, so it gets Expert Belt. That part's also really funny because I feel like this was like, was it this tournament or the Victory Road tournament that was the Expert Belt tournament? I think it was this tournament. There was like several people just running Expert Belt. Like there was like Garchomps running Expert Belt as well. It definitely puzzles me because it's not an item that I find myself wanting often, but there aren't. We still don't have all the options, so I mean, I guess I can understand if all the better options are taken, then that's where you find yourself. And then also
Do you get
Como.
any like interesting calcs? Because he's jolly too. Do you get any good calcs with the low kick that you have to be normally adamant for?
I think it's more for Ironhead than anything, because I'd imagine there's probably some sort of floettes that you would not typically kill, but you kill them with Expert Belt if you're Jolly. So I'd imagine it's for like a bulkier floette. It would have a little bit of trouble into. I don't think low kick would come up that often where Expert
Maybe,
Belt
right?
actually matters.
On an instant, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, if I had to make a
That's what I
guess,
was
another
thinking.
thing is Aerodactyl, which you are
Yeah.
Jolly, so when you have a Tailwind, you just outspeed that, and then you can Arrowhead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't Adamant do that, or am I stupid?
Adamant is slower than
Jolly does not
Aerodactyl, right?
outspeed Mega Arrow. Or Adamant does not outspeed Mega Arrow.
Yeah, Adamant is 102, right? Jolly is 112.
Yeah, you'll hit 204, and then
Yeah.
Jolly will exactly outspeed it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm mixing it up with Ensign, right? Ensign hits 112. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yes.
yeah,
112.
that's what it is. Right. Okay.
I'm looking at
So-
it. I'm running the calcs. You get the KO on Aerodactyl regardless of whether you have Expert Belt or not. You don't get the KO on Instant regardless of with the Expert Belt or not. I have
Maybe
no
it's the
idea what it's
Floette.
for.
Maybe it's the Floette. I don't know.
I think that's what my guess would be. Is the Ironhead is for Floette?
Wait,
What?
do you
Because you
still
want to kill
kill-
Floette and Basculegion.
Do you still kill the bulky Aerodactyl if you're Jolly and no Expert Belt?
How bulky are they?
I think from Jin's report, his Aerodactyl is the bulky one. I don't remember the exact number, but I think
Usually it's
has some bulk.
23 to 29 HP, and if you're 29 HP and Jolly, you do not
Okay.
kill. But if you're Expert Belt, you kill always. It's like a roll that's very not in your favor if you're Jolly.
Yeah, it's a roll. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. That could be a reason.
So the Como O is also not Clang Soul or anything like that. I feel like there's just a couple of like really strange tweaks, and this is absolutely Vovomax or Tiago, right? That this is his element, is playing these very aggressive hyper offense teams that are also often unique to him. Like he's not really using teams that people are familiar with, and so really gets to push your buttons in that sense because um the like the situations you will find yourself in are going to be more unfamiliar to you than they are for him. And yeah, it just does look like a very weird team where like I wouldn't know what types of situations I'd end up in as comfortably as they might, you know. Oh, somebody said here in the chat, my question is, what is the name of the team? Does it have a name? I feel like they're probably talking about the Sunrain team, which, by the way, just call it Sunrain. Like, it is just, like, the easiest, most convenient name for it. It's 7 letters. This is why I always get upset when people are like, don't call it Big Six. Big Six was a different team years ago. I'm like, we have all agreed that this 6 Pokemon is this shorthand of 4 letters. It's awesome. It's so convenient. Please don't take this from me. And so like Sunrain is really concise. I think the funny one that I like to say is because I was like trying to win the tournament in Raghav's honor after Raghav got knocked out. I was carrying the flame and the rain. Is what I like to say, even though that's like too long of a name.
No, too many words.
The flame in the rain, the flame in the rain. Some people
Nope.
were like saying like, is it rainbow? Because like it's what, sun and rain? I don't know, man. Just call it sun rain. Just call it sun rain. Dual primals?
Okay.
No.
I want to
Adi?
say with respect to Big Six, Toller said that Big Six was cool. Last episode, so I'm going with that. You know, as someone who also played back in the day. He said, you know, it's just like the 6 most used Pokemon. Like, yeah, it should be called Big Six. But then also, people were like, we've already had a team make Big Six. We've had 2 chalk teams. I hope you guys realize in 2018 we also called another team chalk. That was just like a thing, right? Like, we do this all the time. This is just part of VGC.
It's just like, it's not about how good or bad or accurate the name is. It's if it sticks. That's actually the truth of it. If it gains like general popularity, and that's what everybody refers it to, then refers to it as it to whatever. I can't say the words in order. Then that's the name that's going to be the one. It actually annoys me so much that the Delphox Blastoise Floette type team doesn't still have like a good name. Like I refer to this as something different every time. Shiliang, what's your go-to name for this stuff? What do you say?
I usually call it Delphox setup.
Delphox setup? See, that's I don't like that. We can do better. We can do better. You know? It's fine. The other name that I've just been using for this one is, go ahead, Adi. What was it?
I was gonna say President Delphox. What are you gonna call it?
Well, one other thing that I'm trying to like weave in there is that sometimes they have Floette over one or the other. And I feel like you could probably put those under the same umbrella. Like despite them being a different set of 6 Pokemon, like they feel similar enough. Something I've actually been calling it is just Insincini, because like that's like the defining part of the team, but like that's also not good. I don't like it either. Like that let's see. There was a couple other questions in the chat. Max said, how many games you played on mobile? I've actually played a lot on mobile. I'm assuming everybody here has at least given it a shot. I mean, Shiliang, you've at least played on mobile, right? You've tried it, right?
Yeah, I played on mobile and I realized that I'm not doing good on mobile, so I gave up.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Let's see. There was one other one. Somebody said, did you watch the Cybertron video on your team? No, I haven't. I actually didn't realize he made one yet. I got to go watch. That's fun. Protect the X. Yeah, it's like not bad. It's not bad. What CSR players play in MB is really fire. That's what I'll call it. It's so yeah, that's pretty accurate. Okay. So let's keep moving along then and analyzing some other teams that we haven't gotten around to yet. Did anybody else have any other comments on Vovo's team, by the way? Because that is probably one of the more unique ones from this one. I don't know if anybody else had anything on it. Let's see. Okay, keeping us moving along then. So Snorlax Pikachu was one of my losses in the tournament. This is the seniors runner-up from NAIC. Mateo, I believe, is their name. And yeah, he's good. He's been crushing the limitless tournaments with I believe stuff similar to this. And the thing is that like you will see some talented kids playing this game, like in like the younger divisions. But I actually think this is also an original build from the kid as well. So like that's also impressive as hell. Running this this team that I haven't really seen, and it looks really, really cool. I actually love the look of this team. It's funny because it's not the only like Blaziken Snow team from the weekend. We'll also talk about Zach Weed's team after this, but those are 2 of my favorite teams to come out of this weekend, besides, enjoying my own team and being a fan of Shiliang's cooking, of course. So
No, we can't be a fan of Toxapex. We can't.
That's
be a fan
true.
Of that.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, I don't know. Anybody have any thoughts on this team?
I think that Blaziken, surprisingly, is one of the most notable Pokemon to come out of Reg MB, because I've seen Blaziken a lot. It didn't do much in Victory Road, but I've seen a lot of online tournaments. There are like a lot of different Blaziken variations. I think the most consistent thing with Blaziken is it always has a Snow Setter. whether it be Ninetales or Frostlass, but the builds can like vary a little bit. But I think that this core of like Blaziken, Snowsetter, King Gambit, Basculegion has like a lot of potential, and because it's a very scary Pokemon, it's the strongest CC in the format, so I definitely think that it could be a Pokemon that you would have to prepare for and respect.
Mm-hmm.
We can't keep calling it Blaziken Snow. It is Blaziken Bisharp, right? That is the name of the team.
True. It usually does have that King Gambit on the team like every time. But like they actually almost always have Snow afterwards, Audie, just because of the natural
Yeah.
bad matchup into Garchomp always. Um, so yeah, but it's true that the Snow has is different on both of them as well. Frozen Chicken, that's a pretty good name. I like Frozen Chicken.
It's just Blazebish. I'm sorry. It's been Blazebish for the last 10 years. It's gonna keep being that.
So I will say, Billy sent me Zach Weed's team in advance because he scouted it on ladder. From somebody else actually. I don't know. We don't have to say it.
It was
but, like,
from
whatever.
James Evans, actually. It was not from Zach Weed, so pretty
Yeah.
strong building group using this.
Yes, and I think James just plays on main as well, like on
Yeah.
the King Villager. So sure.
Mhm.
And the team's here. People are looking at it. So I put this one into my team builder because I was like, that looks pretty crazy cool. I was like, I want to, maybe get around to this one later. And I called it action figures. The reason is just like the two megas are like Blaziken and Frostlass, and they're just like both like, I don't know. It's like it feels like it. I don't really know how to explain it without making it sound weird, but like it's like this is the boys' toys and this is the girls' toys. It's so stupid. Like it's just like I have my cool, but they're both like bipedal. I don't know. They're just the same vibe. Like I just don't know how to say it without making it sound weird. And I'm making it sound weirder by not explaining it well. Anyways, do you guys think this team's cool or no? Any thoughts?
I think it's cool. I think that I gotta go check receipts, but I'm pretty sure that on that first Tub Takes where we were talking about MB, I was the one who was saying no, I think Blaziken's legit, and everyone was talking shit. I'll stand by that. The thing that I think actually is also really cool that I'm surprised more people haven't played around with is this Dragonite set. People have kind of been committed to multi-scale Dragonite, but the Life Orb Interfocus Dragonite is really good. Life Orb Extreme Speed does a lot of damage, especially when you can't get intimidated. It's a great way to end game once you chip things down. Very, very threatening. And so I am surprised that people haven't played around with this on more teams. I know Garchomp is the guy that everyone loves to put a Life Orb on, but like, I don't know. I think this Dragonite guy could be real and could be more widely applicable than it is right now.
Yeah, I feel Life Orb Dragonite is much more popular on Best of One ladder. I think last season I faced many people on Life Orb Dragonite.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe some Japanese loves this set, and they also pair it with, for example, Talonflame EQ, or sometimes they run Rock Slide. So there's some unexpected stuff that coming out of the Life Orb Dragonite in close team sheet Best of One.
Yeah, I think the thing with
Bill.
Dragonite is you need to kind of tailor it, especially in open teams. You need to tailor it with a Snowsetter because of the fact that you will naturally struggle into Life Orb Garchomp. So that is why I think it's a little more uncommon, as I think you have to have a reliable one-shot option to Charizard, and Snowsetters are typically not that popular.
That does make it a little bit hard. But yeah, I was thinking that this Pokemon is actually playing a similar-ish role to Shiliang your Annihilate as well. It's just like a good way at breaking these like double fake-out cores that are protecting the president, the queen, whatever. It's not going to do amazing into a Floette that's being protected by these, of course. Like that's still going to just wipe it out. But Blastoise and Delphox, it resists some of their strongest attacks and can always just get off a strong Dragon Claw on turn 1 to make those Pokemon, easier to deal with the follow-up Extreme Speed. So I think that part's cool. And yeah, just more Toxapex being used on other teams is another thing that I think might be explored as we go on. I mean, Infestation is just like the most powerful move on this Pokemon by far. And like it basically is just like the easier to use Mega Gengar right now. As somebody who's, I'm gonna just say it. I've been trying to build a lot of Mega Gengar for Worlds because it's just like, it's a cool Pokemon. It's very strong. It feels so hard to use because, like, every team has a King Gambit. They're just going to kill your Gengar in one hit. You can't kill Toxapex in one hit. Sure, you're not shadow tagging them off rip, but once you trap something in with Infestation, you have so much control over the game.
I think also just not requiring a Mega Stone is pretty important because I think
Right.
also Toxapex, one thing that it really does well is just winning a weather war. Like you can just infestation, or yeah, you can click infestation into that Charizard and you're guaranteed to get that weather up. You can infestation that Pelipper and you guarantee getting the weather up. And having that reliable form of weather control is something that's really scary when there's these big mega Pokemon that if they have their weather, they're going to run through a team. So I think it just really enables those kinds of megas where if you're struggling to win the weather war against these Pokemon, you're going to lose to them, and it highlights that a lot more.
Elaborating on that, the fun pair with Frostlass specifically is if you trap in a Charizard and get up the snow, like Wide Guard turns off all of their moves. They can click an Ice type Weather Ball into your Ice type or your Water type, but you don't really care. Like you just say like, go ahead, that's fine by me. So that's really cool.
Yeah, in the end, I hope they don't run overheat or Toxapex Frostlass.
True. Well, the thing is that like Weather Ball is actually just so good on Charizard when everybody's changing the weather. Billy, did you get to use any ice or rock weather balls in this tournament?
I think I did actually use a rock weather ball to kill a Staraptor in top 16. I believe the first game of our set, I did rock weather ball the Staraptor.
I was actually really going through it round 3 against this Dragonite Ninetales team. But I did have Charizard one shot the Dragonite. Well, I broke its, multi-scale with something and then used the Ice Weather Ball to get rid of the Dragonite. In 2 games, one of those games I still lost because like it just was really hard. But like yeah, I just had to keep ice balling this Dragonite. Um so anyways, let's get back to it. So, any other cool teams from the top cut here? Let's see. It goes all the way down to 24, which is
16 just looks pretty interesting. 16.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I saw some people looking at this one and saying like, is it actually triple intimidate? Usually, funnily enough, Arcanine Hisui doesn't run intimidate in this format, but it really could have been. It really was that close to being triple intimidate.
And Megastaraptor making a comeback. And I think I said this last week too. Megastaraptor, a lot of these teams that are, I thought it's just a little too powerful to not see use. Now we see a couple of them in top 16. And I don't think either of them have a way to like set up your own Staraptor. No one's running side Fake Tears or side Charm or side Parting Shot. They're all just running like they're all just running good moves on it, and they're just running good Pokemon, and they're not really um building around these like kind of gimmicky synergies that we saw a lot of early format where Staraptor really flopped. So wouldn't be surprised to see more people continue to explore this idea and continue to build it out, because I think again I look at it and I'm like, this Pokemon is so strong, like it's so inherently powerful, and yeah, so it's cool to see it do well, and a lot of them are building around the same core of like Sinistcha, Goldengo. I think the other one was on the Sand team that Billy beat in Top Cut. But yeah, a couple different variants of it now doing a little better.
Yeah, I think the Sinistcha Goldengo plus Rock type and Staraptor core is a really scary core because Goldengo covers almost perfectly what Staraptor is weak to, and the remainder of what it's like quote unquote weak to in Charizard, it just gets blown up by a Rock move. So it's really hard to remove it when you get these Pokemon that are next to it that completely perfectly counter what it's weak to.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you pointed this one out. And like, Adi, you were highlighting how like Staraptor's making a comeback here. I think like what these teams are doing especially differently is they're not doing the funny, cheesy Staraptor setup strategies. Like those are the ones that I feel like, everybody had their fun with them in week 1 and then they fell off so quickly, like using Tickle with Whimsicott or Charm or stuff like that. But just having Staraptor, this one's even not even trying to go infinite and use Roost. This one's actually just a Tailwind supporter, which is interesting and cool. But I still think that the other team that we were looking at here in 16th or whatever seems fine. Like nothing about this team is doing the crazy funny ones. I mean, you can side parting shot with Incineroar, but that's like a slow parting shot. Like, you might get it off sometimes, you might not. They also do have the strength sap on City, which I guess is another funny one you can do. But they're not like the team is by no means all in on Staraptor like that. Like, it's just like a bunch of Pokemon using conventional sets for the most part.
Yeah, the one that I played in top 16, he actually didn't even mega the Staraptor in game 2 and just used it as a tailwind setter with Intimidate, and it did do that pretty well because threatening the tailwind with in this case it was Mega Tyranitar really enabled the Sand team. And I'm over here assuming that he's going to fully go into the Staraptor mode, and he just completely ignored it as if it was just a tailwind bot. And I think that's another thing is Tailwind on Staraptor is also really good because if you were running a second Mega, because it works as a mon that can click very strong flying moves while also having that Tailwind option to enable your second Mega.
Yeah, that is definitely really, really cool. Let me see. Big Six is still making some appearances from Luca Paz here. This is, I believe, Edu, right? Edu uses that name. I believe
Yes.
that Edu was using Parish. So still making that one work. Dual Mega with Swampert. I believe this team is over on his Patreon if you want to learn more about that one. Somebody's still making the Pepper team work as well in top 16 because that or top 32 rather. That's one of the teams that I'm still not 100% sure if it will last all the way to like the World Championships. I think it's a fine team, but like just like, the surprise element is long gone at this point. So now it's just like people know what they have to do against it if they are still respecting it. But maybe it'll fade enough into obscurity that it could come back later. Basically, if people stop paying as much attention to it. I also liked
I think
that
because of
Snorlax.
the fact that
Go ahead, Billy.
go on. No, go on.
I was just saying I thought it was cool that Snorlax Pikachu also was using Lycanroc as well. That was neat to me. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
I think the fact that the two teams in the top 8 that did extremely well, I beat the hell out of every single Blastoise team, that it does potentially make Lycanroc Frostlass better because of the fact that Blastoise is not something you want to run into the two teams that did really well.
No.
So I think that part of it does make it better. However, I also think that this doesn't do well in terrain either. So
I forgot about how bad Blastoise was for this one when I was playing with it too. It was like, oh man, he just kicks my
yeah.
ass. All right. Then I think before like, we're not wrapping up quite just yet, but yeah, I think at this point, let's just look at the funny teams from the rest of the like day 2. Anything that like stands out. I guess the first one I should grab is that this hard trick room team. There's actually a Mudsdale right above it too. But this hard trick room team with Vanillux, it was, I believe, posted on Twitter. So maybe you have to go do some digging to find who actually posted it. But it was like min speed. I mean, it's quiet nature Vanillux. Sorry, I guess it's right there. But yeah, like trick room Vanillux, quiet nature. Yeah, final gambit Staraptor, stuff like that. It's definitely a bit of a funny one. With some of the choices here. I think we've seen trick room teams kind of like this one, but I liked the Vanillux. The ice cream cone's funny. All right. So, any other ones that stand out here? Somebody mentioned that we had to find the Mega Starmie one. I don't remember how well it finished. I can always go.
Yeah, I think that one was 8-0 day one, right?
It was. It was.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, we're
and
supposed to
Adi,
shout
I know
out
what you're thinking as
Austin's
well.
friend. Yeah.
I guess I
The
could
8-0
scroll down by
drop.
record. Here we go. Brain damage VGC. Yeah. So I actually think I can click on the picture as well to just pull it up. I think like that should be fine, right, Adi?
Yeah.
It's just a message. Open media
Yeah.
link. Boom. Okay. He's just said if you talk about the GCF on tub, my friend went 8-0 drop and he's in Italy and study abroad, had to travel, so he just didn't get to play day 2. But yeah, just really funny to do that well and just not be able to do anything with it. Oh, I'm actually reminded now of another funny run is I think they actually beat MDB in the last round. So maybe I'll search for Michael to find this team. The last round of day 1, rather. Nope. Wait, am I in the wrong tournament? No, I'm in the right tournament.
No?
No,
Oh, it was
No, those were
round
done.
7. It was round 7. It wasn't the last round. FBI surveillance man out here running triple mega. This is, when I said that I just wanted to refer to this team as Ensign Cine because sometimes they run Floette instead of flat. No, just get them all in there. Just get them all in there. It's actually so funny. And to be fair, I feel like maybe most of us have experienced this, but like sometimes if the Delphox Blastoise players are getting really creative, they will bring both. Maybe just like a regular water spout to open up the game, and then they go for the what is it? The Delphox in the back. However, this team can't really. I mean, it can still do some of that. You're probably not bringing all 3 megas to the same game, but it's just actually hilarious to see in action.
I posted the Starmie in the chat.
Yes, I actually I remember who they fought as well. Fede, I think that was the last round for Fede. It sure was. Here we go. They didn't they kind of just lost out in day 2, but
Yeah, 8-0 to 8-3 is hard. They had some tough opponents at
No, they
Fede,
did.
like,
They did.
no easy opponents
Absolutely.
at 8-0, but
Like that's awesome to start out 8-0, and to be fair, like
That's a
they had
brutal
just
5
a
rounds,
rough
man.
that stretch there of fighting Luca Paz into Fede, Dasu, Zach Weed, and Michael. Like that's actually just worlds. Like that is just worlds level of schedule right there. That's brutal. Of course, the later in the tournament, the more likely you are to fight better players. But like, I don't know. Like that's man, that's a lot of names. Anyways, the Starmie itself, it's really cool. I've definitely disrespected Starmie sometimes, and I fought it like on ladder, and like it does a lot of damage. It really does do a lot of damage. It's hilarious. But yeah, the definitely a very unfortunate way to go out. Let me see here. Back to the main page. What's this? Okay, that was that. Okay, cool. Let me scroll down here. I saw some people suggesting in the chat if there was any other teams that you guys remember from this. Somebody said 373.
My friend,
Right,
my
the-
friend used Mudsdale to get 28th as well. He was
Was
using
that the
like
one
a
that I was just looking
Mudsdale.
at then?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a real believer in Mudsdale and came a little short to Raghav actually in the winning end, but
Oh,
it was also crazy too because he missed round 1 and then just casually went 11-1 after missing the first round of the competition.
really?
So, yep,
Late. That just says late.
yep.
That's cool. Billy, I don't know if you know this one. I wasn't running this one, but I one of my regional wins is with Mudsdale on Hard Trick Room. So I love
didn't-
this guy. This guy's
Yeah, he was a real believer. He brought it to NAIC and it didn't quite go his way too. He brought this exact same team, I think, just with different items. Or yeah, like the Mudsdale, I think was soft sand instead of life orb.
Wait, Black Glass's instant is hilarious, as somebody pointed out. That's just like, I mean, usually they're charcoal, and like I don't know, charcoal feels more normal, but this one is
The
funny.
charcoal's on the Torkoal, so he can't run charcoal on the
Oh
instant.
my god!
all right,
And the life
Alex,
orb's on the
I got
thing.
one more team for you. What about
oh my
White Herb Inted? How do you feel about White Herb Inted?
It was the first, like, genuinely maybe one of the first teams I built. I was trying to channel again Regulation H, like the Clear Amulet Ensign, and so I was like, all right, and it has that extra funny synergy of like Clear Amulet Ensign doesn't even get to shut off the close combat drops, so that's also really cool. At least for one close combat. But Adi, why are we talking about the Ensign? There's a Drampa here, man.
You're right. The other Pokemon that you are known for using to win a regional. Yeah.
It was also on the Mudsdale team. That's true. It's true. The Mudsdale and Drampa on Hard Trick Room. Drampa's awesome. And honestly, it's time. Like, if Billy and I fought a Drampa, we would probably be sweating. Like, Sure.
I think that thing's just dying to a Dragon Pulse or two,
I mean,
unfortunately.
yes. It walls past
Dra-
Legion.
You're getting overheated. I don't know. You're just dying to the pyro first.
I think Grimstar will be able to cover that enough. But yeah, I think Drampa has a little bit of annoyance, but it's just way too frail for the speed tier that it has.
Oh man, this one's also making me laugh. Somebody said missed opportunity to run quad hyper voice on this team. You are actually right. There could have been 4 hyper voices on this easily. You know what they should have run is like round then, just like they all just using sound moves together. In the different speeds stats. Well, no, they're all slow except Pyro. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, speaking of Pyro, I think there was a Pyro Sun team. Do we have that? Do we still have that? Pyro Sun with Farik and Venu, something like that.
I did not want to be printing things. I was like, what did I just do? Okay. Pyroar.
Which
I
pyro
think it's
team?
a Japanese team.
Oh, you're just talking about
I think
the
8-3 is the one. Oh no, that one is
Oh,
Basque Legion.
the 7
The 7 and 4 one is
741. This one, yeah. I think this was popular sometime in the last ranked season.
right. Yeah, it was cool
Yes,
early.
I have seen
It
this.
definitely fell off, unfortunately. And Mamo is also a really cool Pokemon right now. I'm kind of curious if there was any good runs from Mamo in general.
I think there was
Because
a Toxapex variant with Mamo. That's like the Reyes team.
isn't that not what Zine didn't win. Marco won last week. Zine
the
did
first
well
two.
with Mamo, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is the one. Was this not what Zine was using, right?
This is
think so.
Reyes rank 2 team.
Rinya got ranked 2 with this. Got it.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Yeah, helping hand on Mamo is really, really cool. Also similar vibes to
That's
what
Charizard.
you were doing with Annihilate Shiliang. Got the Rock
Yeah.
Tomb Mamo Swine. A lot of people just taking advantage of how helpful Rock Tomb can be right now. I mean, like, you got to be careful of King Gambit still. But otherwise a very strong supporting move that helps a lot against Charizard.
Yeah, another thing is a lot of Charizard right now are bulky and slower.
Mhm.
So like Mamoswine and Jolly, you only hit 145 speed, but there's very few 146 or higher speed Charizard in the meta. So Rock Tomb
Right.
goes first a lot of times into Charizard.
And it just enables that follow-up attack from anything
Yeah,
slower
you can
than. I
just
mean,
Rock Tomb Heat Wave and just kill.
yes. You can beat them with your own Charizard if you feel like you might be slower. You might even be able to like slow them down enough that Instant can Flare Blitz them or something like that too if you really needed to. I don't think you'll slow down them enough for Toxapex to do anything. I have to
No,
admit.
Toxapex also doesn't do damage. That doesn't do immediate damage.
No.
He can infestation them for 3 damage.
3, it's quad resisted, Billy. It might just be 1. It might just be 1. It's so funny. There was actually during that like because I don't know if you watched it this weekend on any of the tournament, but like the top 4 Toxapex mirror was like an hour long. Like it was actually just so miserably slow. There was a point in the end game. It was kind of hilarious that one of the infestations did like 2% to the opposing Toxapex, and they were like, "That's got to be a crit," and it wasn't. And then the other one hit it back with an infestation. It did 0%. Like the percentage was like 46% before and 46% after. And I was just like, how does this even work? This is the weakest
Well,
move ever.
One of them copied Shiliang, and I don't think Shiliang realized at the time of making the paste. It's actually
Yeah.
impish Toxapex instead of bold.
Yeah, it
So
should
I
be
think
bold.
one of them, it's because one of them was impish as opposed to being bold, where one is minus special attack nature, so you do even less damage than you were already doing in the first place.
That's so funny. Were you was this just wrong on Showdown Shiliang, or was the one in game wrong too? Or was this intentional?
Not intentional. It was my mistake. But
Got it.
it was wrong on my paste.
But in game was it right then?
In the in-game, you mean the rental, right?
Yeah, I guess the rental or what you were practicing.
The rental
with.
is also wrong.
Oh, okay, so both were wrong. Oh no.
Yeah, I matched everything. So although I realize it should be bold,
Right.
yeah, but I want to keep what I was really using in the ranked season. So I was really using Impish over
That-
to get the ranked 20. And
The
I don't
true
think
accuracy
if I
was
do
leaving it
bold, I can
suboptimal.
go higher.
You wanted to take wait, no, I was thinking it's actually the opposite. I was going to say you wanted to take less from foul play, but that's not even true. It's the opposite. No.
You take more. You take more
You
from
take
foul play
more.
now.
No.
And also
No!
confusion self-hit.
Yeah. Oh man. You wanted to do more damage with struggle. That's what it was. Okay. Any other teams though before we finish up though? Any other cool ones that we should highlight? Let me think.
I saw a few Cerulege. I'm a big fan of Cerulege, but I never made it work.
There's a Weavile right here. 10-4. That's cool. Let me take a quick look.
Weavile's real. I think Weavile's real.
Yeah, I like it.
It's bad.
Okay,
It's
what
gotta
do,
get speed
what do you
tier.
think
White
about
powder melodic's pretty
what do
crazy.
you Okay, there's some stuff here. I actually think support Volcarona is a little underexplored as well. Just a cool Pokemon into the thing is like it's really cool into like Sneasler King Gambit, and there's some of those board states, but you might not see it too often. And you can also struggle bug a lot of the special attackers. I think I like it a lot more with Overheat because that will one shot a King Gambit as well. That's pretty
I
cool.
think Gallade is also kind of an annoying Pokemon, especially for like rain, because it just hits everything for like a
Yep.
lot of damage with Psycho Cut, Leaf Blade, and Sacred. So I think Gallade is like a kind of sleeper pick, but I think you're supposed to run Focus Sash on it. This team has a lot of Pokemon that should have the Focus Sash and don't have the Focus Sash.
Like Milotic. Milotic should have the Focus Sash instead of Bright Powder. What are these items, dude? They actually went for all the budget items before grabbing any of the good ones. That's crazy. Yeah, all right, let me see. Yeah, you said Cerulege, so I can look for Cerulege really quick. I gotta go up to the Pokemon page. Also, this was like an hour before the show that Mike, who runs the site, was like, I just uploaded this on Report Worm for fun. I don't really know what reason it ended up on this site, but I we're looking at it on here because I like using this one, even though like Limitless isn't too bad. But like I can't look at the team and the schedule on the same page, and so I'm like I'm enjoying that part. So anyways, Cerulege had right. Marco did go
Marco,
11-3
yeah.
with mono physical. It was 6 physical Pokemon. He said he just put it together in his box before locking it in. So honestly, props to him for doing so well with something so last minute. It does look pretty crazy. Then let's go back to Cerulege. Yeah, I don't think people are innovating too much with Cerulege. I mean, it's actually hilarious that people are using Mouse Ape. I fought Mouse Ape, and I actually had like a very, like a relatively sweaty one, against a not a Cerulege, against an Annihilate, a Mouse Ape team. By the way, the person in my schedule that played Mouse Ape, they were unintentionally tilting me really badly because it in game 3 I had 4 Pokemon versus their 1, and it's a 12% Annihilate in Trick Room, and they just protect on the last turn of Trick Room, and I have 4 Pokemon to their 1, and I'm just like, buddy, like just let it go, please. I'm just like, there's nothing. You're 18% Annihilate isn't gonna win this one. 12% isn't gonna win it either. We could just move on. But it was just kind of funny. I mean, everybody's allowed to play out the end games however they want. I don't know. I was actually reading the Twitch chat as well in Scraw's stream, and I think there was like I think it was actually when Raghav forfeited. Raghav, I don't actually know if Raghav had any way to win, but Raghav forfeited, and like there was just a decent amount of people that were like really mad that there was like a forfeit. They were like, "Well, we wanted to watch that play out. We don't know how it ends," and like it was like a lost position, and they're like, "We need to learn how these." And then there were people like I don't know if they were trolls, but they were like calling for like forfeits to be like disallowed. Like you have to always play out the game. I was like, what am I'm losing brain cells reading this Twitch chat here.
I love that. I think that no, I've seen that sentiment on Reddit too. As you know, I love browsing RVGC, and now even better, our Pokemon Champions, my favorite place on the internet, where UC takes like what is the best way to counter your team, Alex? I heard it's Toxicroak is actually the best way to counter your team. That's what I saw
Heliolisk
on RVGC. Heliolisk, I did see that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Also, by the way, Ryan, thank you for the raid. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you
Oh,
guys.
you found it.
This one was posted before I didn't even won the tournament yet. They were like, what would be the answer to the Rain Chari team that pros are running? And yeah, they're solving the meta, dude. They're gonna solve it. They're gonna figure it out.
You know what? I think Mega Raichu might be the right answer though. It goes pretty hard into Charizard Pelipper Arc.
So the thing is they are almost right. See, Mega Raichu Y was a little bit tricky. Then we added Sleep Powder, and you can't miss Sleep Powder on the Raichu Y. Raichu X, though! Raichu X is the one! That one stops Sleep Powder. That one counters everything. Everybody should be using Raichu X now.
How does Ratio X beat Arcanudon?
Don't worry about that.
Brick
Don't worry
break,
about
brick
that.
break. You break the screens. We will get there 30% at a time, 20% at a time, 15% at a time. It's getting worse every time we brick break it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think then that might be the thing is that like this was a 4,200 person tournament. We didn't talk about that part. And so day 2 was like genuinely I think 500 people. So there's like just if you just like wanted to look at all the teams, like you can't draw the line at day 2 because that's like a whole tournament. Like that would just be like let's look at every team from a regional. Like that's just not you just can't. So
The day
And
2 is the
also-
size of the Portland regionals by itself.
it is. Holy shit. Adi, go ahead.
No, I mean, I was looking through after day 1, and I was looking through some people's schedules, even the people who did well, and I was like, I don't recognize any of their opponents. Not to say that doesn't mean they're good, but like it does mean that you might have very well played 6 rounds of relatively easy opponents in day 1 and only a couple better players. So I think day 2 is really the test for at least for me looking at these results as to who did well and what teams are legit.
Right.
Is based on how well you did in day 2, which is hard to do because people also drop at X3, which they wouldn't necessarily do at a regional or a higher level event. And so then all of a sudden, the difference between going 8-3 and going 10-4 is actually it's hard. How do you parse that? How do you know how that person who went 8-3 would actually finished? So it is hard to interpret these results outside of looking at the teams that top cut or at least like lost the win in.
Right. No, I agree with that. It's crazy that I'm scrolling up to like the decent records here and there's still 100. We're still only in the hundreds. Wow. All right, so then I think we'll probably start wrapping things up for this one. And thank you.
Quick, what was the
yeah,
with piece of trivia? What was the Pokemon with the highest win rate at the Grand Champions Festival Encore? It had 5 uses.
Oh, you're going to give us a
5
5
uses?
usage highest win rate?
5 uses. Yeah. Because I've been talking it up for a while. At least I joked brought it up, I think last week or 2 weeks ago.
Wait, really? Oh, you brought it up? I feel like that doesn't help though. I don't listen to you.
5 uses.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll if you want, I can give you that one.
Sure. I'm gonna guess
it's-
Scolipede though.
No, not Scolipede.
Dang.
It is Rotom Mo, but with 58% win rate, went 18-3. Now the real question is the highest win rate Pokemon that had, let's say more than honestly, it is more than 5 uses. Let's say more than 10 uses. It had nearly at 499 people use this Pokemon. 55% win rate. Pokemon at the highest win rate at the tournament. It is not.
It's gotta be. Is it just Charizard itself?
No. Charizard is 5th. Venusaur is 8th. Charizard had 54. Venusaur had 53.
Floette's always really naturally high.
Yeah.
But I
It
don't
is
know.
Floette.
Okay. The thing is that like the pay to win part of Floette, I don't agree with all the parts of it, but the fact is that like the people that invest themselves in playing VGC naturally use they are more whatever it is likely to use Floette, whereas like the casual players will be like, oh, I don't have access to one, and then they load up Electros and go 0-4. But the Floette just is always trending high, I think, because of the exclusivity. I feel like that's gotta be a related factor.
That's always the thing with Rain I've noticed is like I swear, no matter how good it does in a tournament, like I think you have Archaludon at 50% of the top 8 teams, and I think Pelipper still has a losing win rate despite being literally like half of the top 8 and had like a really good performance. Rain just always has a terrible win rate no matter what.
What do I want to
And
start
I think
playing?
Floette always has a really high win rate, partially because it's it's got a really high floor. It's a very like noob stompy team. It's very well established. You put it next to your Instant and your Sinistra, and it's very like the baseline level of playing it is very straightforward, and as a result, it tends to beat a lot of the worst players. And so even though Floette did not actually have the best performance, like it didn't there weren't a ton of high placing Floette teams. It still had a very high win rate. I don't think what's the highest placing Floette team? 15th, I think was the highest Floette. Like it didn't have a great performance. It was one in top 16, but yeah, it still had a very very high floor result.
Shiliang, you did this by the way, the one that I'm highlighting right now. Toxapex 54%.
Yeah, very good conversion rate, very good win rate, and decent usage.
Zimmer VGC asking if we're going to publish the team, and I think the answer is no, just because we're all prepping for Worlds, and we might no guarantees what we're using at Worlds still, but definitely want to keep things under wrap a little bit.
There's a lot of good recreations out there. If you want to go look at World Champion Zine made a recreation. MDB made a recreation of the Mega Venusaur version. Fede, I think, has his version out on his channel, and then Len VGC, I think, also made a recreation. So all of those people have they have good knowledge of the game, so their EV spreads will be plenty functional. Or you can just
It's also like you have natures, man. Like, how much more do you need? Like, you basically got the team on a platter for you already.
Oh, did Scraw post one as well? You're right. I forgot the Scraw creation. Scraw did also post a recreation of it as well. So yeah, Scraw himself. And Cybertron, right. I think somebody just told me that there's a Cybertron one. So don't worry. Like, if you really want to play Billy and I's team, it's out there. You can play it. Like, just you don't need our stats.
All right. I got one more question for you, Alex.
Yeah.
Highest Pokemon with at least 1% usage. Keep in mind, 4,000 player tournament, 1% usage is at least 40 uses, I think.
Oh my god.
Highest Pokemon with at least lowest win rate among Pokemon that had at least 1% usage at this tournament.
Oh, lowest win rate of like
1%.
Ooh.
Above 1%, yeah.
Oh.
I'm just gonna go for no, Rajan. The thing is, I really rock with this game. He said this game is insufferable. The thing is, I don't know if chat likes or dislikes this game. Unfortunately, Rajan is part of the chat, so he gets like one chat vote. But I don't know if people in general like this game or not. I'm vibing with it though. It's a Meganium.
I'll tell you, it's not Meganium. This Pokemon has a 29.9% win rate.
Oh my god.
I think I was looking at this the other day. Is it Electros?
It is Electros.
No! You know, I used that as my example earlier when I said that the bad player loads up Mega Electros and goes 0-4. No.
Alex and I were looking at some stats. Someone compiled stats from like a bunch of Limitless tours and was looking at like what are the win rate of all these Pokemon. And you know, I was looking at like what are all the Pokemon above 1% usage, and they're all like pretty close. They're all between like 40 and 60% win rate. Like it's all most of the Pokemon are pretty usable, except for two of them, which are Mega Electros and Mega Sceptile. Just consistently have the shittiest win rates imaginable. They are awful Pokemon, and people keep using them.
My wotes. Okay. That
Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to drop from here.
Yeah. I was gonna actually just wrap it up as well, Shiliang. Thank you for hanging out for a little bit longer than planned as well.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for inviting me, and glad to talk a lot about the teams and the metagame.
Thank you for your insight. You have a good rest of your evening.
All right, have a good one. Bye
bye. All right, so yeah, I'm also gonna go ahead and wrap up the show for the rest of us as well here. So what was I going to say? If you are here now but you didn't catch the beginning, this is going to be posted on YouTube on Adi's channel, CK49, or if you'd rather hear us talk at 2x speed or whatever. And I am going to be doing some more streaming this week. I'll probably get back to it. I think I'm still in Pokeball tier though, so hang with me there.
Hmm.
But I'll be starting some streaming again tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow I might watch some of the games. I wanted to watch some of the Top Cut sets that I didn't get to watch because I was playing. Because there's just like a lot of cool sets from this weekend from this tournament. What else was I going to mention? I think this is the part where I also thank our guests. So of course, thank you to Shiliang for being on, and Billy, thank you also for joining us.
For us.
And I think that's pretty much it then. We'll be, well, I say we'll be back next week, but like I actually don't know. Oh, I should have mentioned it as well. MDB mentioned there's like a Venezuela charity tour maybe going on.
Yeah,
let me
there
s-
is.
I never found
Charity
a
tour
link for
for-
it. Go ahead. Adam.
Yeah. There was a couple weeks ago. There was a big earthquake in Venezuela. A lot of people died as a result. A lot of people are still displaced as a result of that. And so there's a charity tour. We
coming
will.
weekend?
We got to find the link. But yeah, go. You need to donate. It's I think any amount to play in the tour. So definitely recommend. If you're not doing anything this weekend, if you got some time, playing that for a good cause.
Oh, I think I found it. I found it on our Stunfisk, or whatever. But this, I believe, is the one Venezuela Grand Charity Tournament.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, VGC Tour to raise funds for the victims. Okay, sweet. So yeah, definitely go play in that one. But yeah, that said, if there's not any, we're hoping for those major season announcements to come any moment now. That will give us
Any
a
moment
lot
now.
more a lot more meat to talk about on these Tub Ticks episodes. Otherwise, I don't know if next week is going to be a skip or not, if it's a rather slow one. But we'll let you guys know when we know, I guess. And otherwise, let's figure out who we're gonna throw this raid over to. Have you had a
Yeah.
chance to look, Adi?
Gonna send it over to Heroic Titan, who is hosting a Limitless tour, and I think commentating the matches. So go check that out.
All right, and then that's gonna be it from us. So y'all have a good rest of your evening, and we'll catch you around. Peace out, peeps.